Okay, Vk45.02 A. Yeah, the alleged German heavy tank, tier 8. I thought I'd do a review on it. Been playing it a lot, mainly in ratings, grinding it, trying to get an ace, doing lots of different stuff. One thing I did notice when I was playing it, in over 30 battles I played last couple of days in ratings where I've just been grinding this tank, I didn't see a single other one. It's like I'm the only person in existence driving it. You know, you got like ML1s and you got like Annihilators and you've got Object 268Us or whatever, blah blah blah, flaming Action X's, all these OP tanks, and I'm literally the only person trucking along in a perfectly average Tetri tank. And the first few games that I played in the tank overall, I got my arse handed to me, because I was looking at it, and if you look in the Tetri and also the other tanks you got in your garage, I think it's sitting next to the Tiger 2 and the other heavies that I've got tier 8, the Lerva, all them. So I was playing it down the heavy route and just wondering why, frankly, it was so shit. Like, it was just dropping to bits on me, and right enough, obviously, if someone shoots you with Pramo, most tanks drop to bits, but it really was dropping to bits, and I was particularly struggling with IS3s, IS5s, IS6s, stuff like that. So what I started to do in the tank is to look at the lineup and basically just push it down the light and medium route. I do this the whole time. I play the T1 heavy a lot. I do it the whole time, the T1 heavy, just push it down the light and medium route and go and flog light and medium tanks in it. And suddenly the tank makes sense when you do that. It totally makes sense. It will go down the light and medium route, and it will literally clear out light and medium tanks, because they really struggle with its armour. They don't struggle with the DPM, by the way. The DPM's god awful, and they also struggle bizarrely with its mobility, because for a heavy tank it doesn't half move about and shake, and you can really use it, as I am in this game, as like a breakthrough tank on the medium and light side. So if you see the enemy's flank, you can just use it to push through their lights and meds, and then once you've done that, you're in the side of their heavies, and you can finish the game no problem at all. So I'd say it's not at all a heavy tank. It's totally the wrong way to think about it. It's categorized as one. It's not. It's a heavy medium. I mean, it's not light tank. It's a heavy medium is what it is. And the moment you start playing it like a heavy medium, then good things really do start to happen, particularly if you look at the enemy's lineup and they've got some nice tier 7 mediums and lights, because you find when you YOLO them that they can't get round you because of your mobility. They struggle with your armour, they don't struggle with your DPM, and they also struggle with the fact that you can ram them really, really hard, which, being a proponent of the art of YOLO, I just love ramming stuff in this tank. If I can find a tasty light tank, I'll just drive straight at it and ram it. And it's amazing then how your DPM goes up, because you're not only, you ram the bloody thing, then you cap it in the side. In terms of the alpha the tank gives out, that's not bad. It's about, I'm rolling what, 240, 260, and then occasionally you just get a ridiculous roll, which kind of hits up around 300. So the gun's got a decent punch, and it's also accurate. But what I really love about it, like I said, is the fact that it's really bloody mobile, and you can go bully the crap out of lesser mortals and other things that truck around on the battlefield. So in this game, I thought I'd put this on because this, I think, almost perfectly explains what I'm trying to go on about. So I've pushed up the heavy route, and I've done this a few times in the tank, push out the heavy route, and the moment all their big boppers pop, and I've spotted up and laid the battle out, I literally leave like the proper heavy tanks to deal with the proper heavy tanks, and then because of the mobility of the tank, I just literally push it as hard as I can in the opposite direction, and I go looking for mediums and lights. So like that Progetto, for example, is manna from heaven for me. I yellow a Progetto every single day of the week, so I'm going to go in after that. I think about finishing him off, but then I'm behind the mutant, and I was loath to stop there, but it was just, you know, it's the back of one of these is just too tempting. It's just like, oh, shiny thing, oh, how distracting. So yeah, I had to go after that. I couldn't not go after the butt of that thing. And I'm going to leave that for the FCM to clear out, which, just out of interest, he doesn't, and I don't know what the... Never trust them, boys and girls. Never bloody trust them to do anything. So I turn around, I'm like, yeah, where's the mutant? It's still bloody that how. Anyway, so I clear that out, and then I'm going to move back up the slope into the sort of final phase of the battle. So you can see like what confusion and annoyance it can cause to the enemy, because it's pretty fast moving. So all I did was just YOLO in there and basically distract them and wreck stuff. If you angle up against heavy tanks, now that WZ didn't hit me with Pramo, it's not bad. Look at the gun, beautiful. That WZ didn't hit me with Pramo, but if you can angle up, you can get some bounces off them. But it's not, it really isn't reliable, and especially in ratings and the way the game is these days. I don't know, you don't really rely on armour full stop in a lot of cases, so I wouldn't rely on it. But you do get the odd bounce, but it's an exception rather than a rule. And then, you know, the end of this game is just going to be an unadulterated mess. It was quite fun. The FCM did nothing there really, except from stopping me from hitting the bottom plate of that lurver. Thanks, buddy. At least he's died somewhere fairly useful, so that's kind of something. So I want to get this boy out of the game. Off he goes, and then I'm just going to rub up against this Emil for a bit. And you can see the thing can be a little boss when it gets going. It really can. So overall, I've seen a lot of negative stuff on YouTube about this tank, about, oh, it's got really bad DPM and it's this and it's that and I can't stand it. I'm not negative about the tank at all. I think you just got to learn how to play it and where to push it. And apart from that, you'd be absolutely apples. So would I recommend it? Not if you're not a purist or a weirdo like me. Can you make the tank work? Yes, and you can have an awful lot of fun YOLOing meds and lights in it. So yeah, a bit of a loose end, go look it up in the tech tree, no one drives it, and have some fun. See ya, bye.